stewardship committees that exist. Before you answer the question, I just wanted to highlight the fact that we are a city of lakes. We're branded as such. We have 330 lakes, as we've heard tonight. There's about 35 stewardship groups. 28 or so are actually active. So the question is, if you were mayor, what will you do to increase the effectiveness of the lake stewardship groups?
Well, thank you.
Thank you for the question. Well, the first thing I'll do is update and redefine the mission statement, and the goals of the panel reflect changes that evolved over the last 10 years, and my understanding is that there's been no update. The other thing I would benchmark the work of this panel to ensure that this focuses on the activity and everyone understands the value of this these particular endeavors, and I do feel there are great contributions to ensuring the viability and the long-term pristine conditions of our lakes. Foster political will to support the activity of the panel. I know that when Chris Nash was here, made a presentation, that essentially two councillors stepped up at that meeting and said that if they were re-elected, that they would participate on that panel and champion that panel. And finally, increase funding to ensure the panel's projects are achievable. Very, very small amount of money that is given there, and I believe there's room to give a little bit more.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would want to make sure that you have the wherewithal to do the job you're doing. So if it means we have to increase your budget, we'd look at that. Secondly, the recommendations you make, I will want to pursue the implementation of the recommendations you make, because to a large extent the success of the Lake Stewardship Committee in the eyes of the public is the ability in which you can have your recommendations implemented so that we can all enjoy the results of your work.
Thank you. Derek?
I would tend to concur with Councillor Callahan and Mayor Rodriguez, and would definitely support the work that is being done by the Lake Stewardship Committees, again, ensuring they have the proper resources, that they have the budgets that they do need, and give them a bit of teeth so that when they do come to council, again, they are being empowered, they are being heard, and we take the recommendations very seriously. To expand on the idea of the City of Lakes, I think from the branding and marketing perspective, that's a unique opportunity that we have here in our city. You know, again, like Dr. David Pierce has said, we must have an understanding of our history with a vision for the future. And we have done a really good job of regreening ourselves, understanding that we do still have a strong mining community, but this is a real opportunity to sort of move steadily away from being seen as just a mining community to being seen as a community that offers a really good quality of life through its lakes. So I think that's a great opportunity to rebrand ourselves as a city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Good number of questions. We still have a number of questions here, but I'm not going to ask you to stay until 10. What I would like at this point in time is to move on to the closing remarks. Before I do that, I want to make sure that everyone completes the assessment form, please. One evaluation of how this evening went, because we want to plan something like this in the future for other things, other topics. We'd like your input, so thank you very much. Let's start with Mr. Popescu. You have 1.5 minutes closing remarks.
Can I say that environmental blessing all hinges on obedience to God the Creator's laws. One city, Cincinnati, Ohio, cleaned up its moral contamination by ridding the city of porn and liquor, I believe, and the crime rate dropped 86%. This was in the mid-80s, I believe, and that shut down a big drain on finances for more worthy causes. We have to address the immoral environmental issue first for agricultural prosperity.
Thank you very much. Mr. Pakanzi.
To answer all these questions or give them the attention that they need, maybe 4 years from now, give them the attention that they deserve. But in the meantime, on the short term, I am on Facebook. Not only do I want more friends, and I'm willing to act, but I need all the friends I can get. But as I said, these questions, some of them, or all, actually all of them, I tried to include a social aspect to it, environmental aspect to it, and a monetary aspect to it. And this is one of the promises I can make and I can keep, is that when I have the debate with the Chamber of Commerce, not much is going to change in what I've got to say. I'm not pandering to any single issue. I'm not pandering to any single concern, because the mayor has to represent all residents of Sudbury, from whether they're living on the streets or living in a mansion. They have to represent everybody, and on all three of those considerations or issues. But I do thank you very much for the opportunity. This has been my first opportunity.
Thank you for participating. Mr. Young.
Mr. Pakanzi, that, the mayor and council represent a variety of different issues. And it's important for us to understand our role in municipal government and for the voters to understand their role in it. This is by far the most form of democratic government in Canada. In the fact that we have the power and the ability to make decisions at a local level, and I know we're hearing that some are provincial issues, and while that's a federal issue, but they all affect local people. And I think that's important that we not rely on the province or the feds to do it for us, and that through a 2020 vision we become solution driven, and we look at the issues and we develop solutions that are homegrown, similar to this town hall meeting tonight, which made us very aware of the issues. I do want to be able to appeal to the youth in our community, and especially to those under 40, because they do represent a very large portion of our population that don't traditionally vote, but it's also encouraging to hear on the campaign trail that older folks in our community are supporting of the Leader Canal as well, because they recognize that it's about their grandchildren and their children.
Thank you. Mr. Callahan.
Jerry, thank you very much. First off, I want to thank all the people in attendance here tonight. I believe that it shows a real, it sends a message to me that there's people in this community who are really interested in green economy and green jobs, and ensuring that our community gets engaged in this particular area, which is very complex, and like I said in my opening statement, it's moved well beyond planting trees and putting some lime on the ground. It has really become a lot more complex, and I appreciate the engagement that was here tonight. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the Coalition for Livable Sudbury and the volunteers associated with putting this on, not only putting this event on, but also preparing for this evening. And it's a very orderly evening, and I believe very, very productive. And I want to congratulate you for the fine effort that you've done here tonight. I want to thank the media for being here tonight. And finally, really, all the candidates should be here. All the mayor's candidates. I don't care what the issue is that you can't attend here tonight, but I'm telling you, all the candidates should be here tonight, and all the candidates should be
Thank you very much. Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and I want to express my appreciation and thanks to all the groups.
Microphone.
Do I get my 40 seconds back? Thank you very much.
Seconds,
Mr. Chair, I want to thank all the groups who participated in putting together the questions, very thoughtful questions, and actually making this happen tonight. Merci pour vos présences ici ce soir, pour participer dans la réunion de la mairie. C'est très, très important pour les candidats comprennent l'importance du sujet de l'environnement. And I want to end with Dr. Pearson's words tonight on television. He was taking fall color pictures, and he said that this couldn't have happened a few decades ago. And I came here 48 years ago, and we have come a long, long way. And we got to keep working at it. We can't give up. So don't surrender. Never give up.
Thank you very much.